Okay guys, I'm back finally to do Ring of Honor Day 1 Showdown in the Sun, and in honor of Zandig I just have to say Jesus! Because oh my god, was this stream, everybody's talking about this, how just horrible this stream was. I don't know what the hell happened here. Basically what I wanted to do last night, I watched the Dragon Gate pay-per-view, so I got Ring of Honor Day 1 and Day 2 on demand. So it cost me like an extra $10 to get this on demand. So I paid $30 to watch Day 1, and then Day 2 came on at like 1 in the afternoon today. So I watched Dragon Gate at 8 o'clock thinking, well, when Ring of Honor Day 1's up, I'll watch that. Well, they kind of put it up early. I think it was early. I'm not sure how the time frames go with this Go Fight Live. But after Dragon Gate, I did my review, I was uploading it, I figured while it's uploading, I'll watch Ring of Honor Day 1. So I start watching this because this way I can watch it, and then I can watch Day 2 live. So I'm watching Day 1, I get all the way up to Steen versus Generico, halfway through the match, the stream just ends. And this is part 2 of 2, so I'm like, well, where the hell is the rest of the show? Where's the main event? I can't do the video without seeing the entire show. So that was just one problem. Apparently the people who watched it live had audio problems, the stream would cut off and had bad lag. So I didn't have that once it was on demand, but I didn't get the full show until 30 minutes ago. It's like 5:20 here right now. So just 30 minutes ago I finally got to finish Day 1. Day 2's already over. I gotta wait for that to come up on demand. And I'm hearing that that had even more problems for the people who watched it live. It cut out and just horrible problems here. And it really sucks. I'm not trying to blame anybody because I know shit happens. But man, this was just really disappointing. The streams aren't always the best. But this weekend has just been the worst I've ever seen it. And Dragon Gate USA's pay-per-view, I thought it was a pretty good show, but I do have to say that that stream was top-notch. No lag, no audio cutting out, no problems at all, and they even had a chat room where you could talk to other fans who bought the show. I mean, they're on the ball with that. So I think Go Fight Live should take a look at what Dragon Gate has over there because they're doing it right. And this stream was just bad. It kind of killed the show for me. I was trying to find a way to fix it or what's happening. Is it up yet? Is it not up? And researching this, I kind of came across some spoilers, which I had been avoiding all weekend. And it just, oh god, problem after problem. So anyway, I finally got it. I got to see the whole show. So I took my notes. So I'm ready to go. So, Showdown in the Sun, Day 1, March 30th. Nigel and Kevin Kelly open the show. Starts off with TMDK, Shane Haste and Mikey Nichols versus the Briscoes in a proving ground match. TMDK gets the heat on Mark, Jay gets a hot tag, Briscoes eventually win, hitting the Doomsday Device on Mikey Nichols. This was a good opening match. This was pretty awesome. I haven't seen these guys before, TMDK. Apparently they're from Australia, and they have these, they're pretty good. I kind of thought these guys are going to go in here and Briscoes are going to squash them, but no, they held their own and they did some good moves here. I liked this opening match for sure. So then Cornette comes out and he's got Adam Pearce with him, the current NWA World Champion. Cornette says he defended successfully against Adam Cole, but he gave him a questionable low blow and a pile driver, which is banned in Ring of Honor. Pearce says it feels good to be home, but that was NWA, not Ring of Honor. He says Adam Cole's a star, but he's good, but he's not great. So Adam Cole comes out, and Cornette says, we don't have time for any trouble. That's another thing about this show. It was only like 2 hours and 40 minutes, because I know a lot of people tend to complain Ring of Honor shows go on too long. So if you have a problem with the shows or matches going too long, this is a show for you, because it was only like 2 hours and 40 minutes. And it was a pretty good lineup. So he says, we don't have any time for trouble. Cole says Pearce was the better man, but he learned that he could beat him if he had one more match. So Pearce calls him a lollipop and says, let's do it right now. Excuse me. Cornette says he doesn't have the authority to put the NWA title belt on the line, but they can have the match. So Adam Pearce is in his street clothes, by the way. So we get Adam Pearce versus Adam Cole. This wasn't advertised, so it was kind of like an extra. Pearce attacks Cole immediately. Cole gets the upper hand, and Pearce starts to beg off like he's Ric Flair. The fans start chanting, "Yes, yes," like Daniel Bryan, and this continues all night, just like the 10th anniversary show. Pearce goes for a pile driver, but the referee tells him it's banned in Ring of Honor, so Cole reverses it and gets a roll-up for the win. This was decent, not very long. Then we have Young Bucks versus All Night Express in a Tornado Tag match. Because the Bucks wanted the Tornado Tag match, All Night Express wanted a street fight, and they did a coin toss, and Bucks get to go first. I predicted Tornado Tag first because the street fight's more exciting, so they're going to save that for the next show. But this whole angle started because of Final Battle, where the Young Bucks injured Rhett Titus's leg, which was all just an angle for his real-life injury. He needed surgery. But this was a good match. The Young Bucks each hit 450s on members of the All Night Express. Rhett Titus gets a roll-up on Matt Jackson, so All Night Express win the match. But after the match, Nick Jackson comes in with a chair. He takes out Rhett's leg. Kenny King grabs the chair and chases the Young Bucks off. So that was it. It was good. And I noticed during this match, the way this is set up where they're filming it, there's a aisle. There's like bleachers and then an aisle right in the middle of the hard cam. And there's a cop standing here. And I don't know why this just sticks out to me, but he's just there and he's distracting as hell. I don't know if anybody else saw this. After intermission, he's gone. I don't know where the hell he went. But during the first half of the show, there's this cop just standing there watching the matches, and it's so distracting. I think he was into it, though, because during the Jay Lethal Kyle O'Reilly, Lethal pins Kyle and he kicks out, and you can see the cop go 2 or 3 or something like that. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. But he was like an older guy. But yeah, he just really stood out to me for some reason. I'm just curious if anybody else noticed this. If you watch the show, leave something in the comments about this guy. But then the embassy comes out. Fans chant, "Shut the fuck up," and Prince Nana says that's what he was telling their mothers last night. Barrister R.D. Evans, the lawyer of the embassy, Kevin Kelly actually says on commentary, R.D. Evans wanted to represent Casey Anthony at some point. Wow. Yeah, that was just a weird thing to say on commentary. But anyway, R.D. Evans says that they were told that they'd be suspended and fined if they don't return the TV title. Problem is, they didn't bring it to Florida, so one of Prince Nana's henchmen is on his way to get it, and they'll return it tomorrow night. Prince Nana then sings "We're in the Money." R.D. Evans dances with him. Tommaso Ciampa just does his little thing like that, and that's it. So, he doesn't say anything. Then we have Kyle O'Reilly versus Jay Lethal for the TV title. Before they could shake hands, Ciampa comes out with a chair to sit down and watch the match. Nigel says there was a handshake. I thought they did this so that Kyle is kind of on the verge of turning complete heel, but he still has kind of a babyface side where he said he would shake hands with people he respected. So I thought this was a way to get him out of that, but then Nigel says on commentary they shook hands, so I'm like, whatever. But they have this stage too. The other side of the ring, opposite the hard cam, is a stage where fans are just sitting on it. And they kind of brawl up there for a couple minutes. I think Kyle gets a black eye in this match. Lethal gets the win with lethal injection. And Ciampa and Lethal have a stare down after the match. This match was awesome. Probably one of my favorites on this show. All the matches were pretty good, but this one for some reason was just awesome to me. I really liked the build-up, just the pace of the match. These guys just kind of got put together. There's no storyline why Kyle is wrestling Jay Lethal, but for some reason these two guys just clicked. At first it was a little bumpy, but then the pacing got better, the communication got better, and this was just an awesome match. We have World's Greatest Tag Team versus Caprice Coleman and Cedric Alexander. Charlie Haas gets stuck in the curtain on his way out to the ring. But these guys had a good match on TV, so I kind of expected a good one here, but I found it a little disappointing. I noticed that, okay, so where am I here? So they get the heat on Caprice and Cedric, gets the hot tag. Cedric goes to the top rope. Shelton runs and does his thing where he jumps directly onto the top, hits a belly-to-belly suplex off the top rope, gets the win for World's Greatest Tag Team. Caprice is dazed from an Olympic slam by Charlie Haas. This match was okay. Like I said, I expected more after the great match they had on TV, but this one was decent. I feel bad these poor guys lose again, but I think Caprice and Cedric are going to be alright, even though they lost and they haven't been doing too good. I think they're going to be okay because they are really talented wrestlers. So then we get Mike Bennett with Maria versus Lance Storm. I noticed there's no Brutal Bob again, and I'm wondering if they're done with that. Kevin Kelly actually mentions there's no Brutal Bob on commentary, so I don't know what they're doing, but he hasn't been seen in a while. Lance Storm is in great shape. It's a very technical match. Bennett hits the box office smash and Storm kicks out. Bennett gets hit with a super kick and kicks out. He gets put in the half crab by Storm, but he gets the ropes. Storm goes to suplex Bennett off the top rope, but Maria holds his leg, and Bennett hits the box office smash off the top, and Storm still kicks out. Bennett is yelling. He's got him on the ground after hitting the box office smash off the top rope and kicked out, and he's got him on the ground. He's yelling at him, "Die! Why won't you die?" It just reminded me of Triple H versus Taker from last year's Mania. He gets frustrated, picks Storm up, hits a TKO on him, gets the win. But yeah, Lance Storm was in great shape here. If I had to pick a guy to wrestle, I would want it to be Lance Storm because he's incredibly safe. But Bennett goes back in the ring to shake his hand, or acts like he wants to shake Storm's hand, and he hits the box office smash again. And then on his way out, Kevin Kelly's like, "You got a hell of a lot of nerve, Bennett. A hell of a lot of nerve." And I just thought that was really funny. One of my friends here on YouTube who also likes Ring of Honor, Solex, pretty sure he's going to really like this match here, so definitely check that one out. Because Lance Storm versus Mike Bennett, it was really technical and maybe a little bit slow for some people, but I enjoyed it, and I know that a lot of people like matches like that, and I think they will find a lot of enjoyment out of it. It was pretty cool. So then we have Steen versus El Generico for La Revancha, the last man standing match. This is where the stream just went to shit, or the replay went to shit, and I couldn't finish the match, but it was really good now that I've seen the whole thing. I did like it. Steen comes out. I'll go through a few high spots here. Steen comes out. He destroys the cornet face sign in the crowd, the cornet face, and Generico goes right after him. Just attacks him. They start using weapons, chairs, all types of stuff. Steen hits a code breaker with the chair onto Generico, hits a rolling senton onto him in the corner, and then another one with the chair. Just tons of stuff here. These guys went all out in this match. It was really awesome. But they go up and they start fighting on the stage. And Generico, the stage where it's like a, I don't know, plays or something are up there and they're fighting in front of the fans. Generico slams Steen onto this thing. And he gets up just in time for the 10 count. He walks over. Then Generico runs and hits this dive right over the announce table onto Steen. And then after that, he jumps up and runs across the barricade and hits a tornado DDT. He's just awesome. They really, really need to do more with El Generico because this guy is amazing. I really like him. The fans love Kevin Steen, and they were cheering Generico louder here, I thought. So, you know, just give the people what they want. They want Generico. He's great. He was definitely over here. They do another spot. Generico sets up a table, puts Steen on it, but he gets out. Puts Generico on it, gets in the ring, hits a senton over the top rope through the table. He sets up 2 chairs, and the fans are chanting "Pile Driver." They have actually made the pile driver something special here by banning it. Now the fans want to see it, and when it happens again, it's going to be awesome. So it has some great build to that. But the fans are chanting "Pile Driver." Generico hits a tiger suplex on Steen through these 2 chairs that are standing up. Chairs have no give. Looked awesome. He drops Generico onto the chair. They both kind of give each other the finger, and then Steen bites Generico's finger. Generico hits the brain buster onto Steen, and Steen gets up. They start fighting with chairs. Steen is about to destroy Generico with a chair to the head like he did when he first turned on him. And he low blowed him. Generico's on his knees. Steen's got the chair. He's about to crack him in the head, and then Jimmy Jacobs comes out. Jimmy Jacobs comes out, and he stops Steen, and he gives a chair to Generico, but then he pulls out a spike, stabs Generico in the head. For some reason, Jacobs rips his own shirt. And then Kevin Steen picks the chair up and hands it to Jimmy Jacobs, and Jimmy Jacobs hits Generico in the head with the chair. Generico can't get up after 10. He loses, so Kevin Steen wins. He's reunited with Jimmy Jacobs. Steen goes over and starts messing with some fans on the stage. He throws a punch and one of them flinches, and then he kind of kisses him or something, or acts like he's biting him. I don't really know what happened here. And then he pulls Jimmy Jacobs backstage, and that was it. I thought this was fine. The ending was a little wacky. I'll tell you what really sucked was when I was trying to fix this damn stream, I found out that tomorrow night, spoiler for anybody on day 2, it's going to be a match, Generico versus Jimmy Jacobs. So I read that on Ring of Honor's Twitter trying to find out what the hell's going on with the stream, and I'm like, well, why would Jimmy Jacobs wrestle El Generico? So then, when I'm watching this match, Jimmy Jacobs comes out, and I'm like, shit, he's going to turn on him. So I just completely ruined that match for me. All because of this damn Go Fight Live stream shit. So I was really pissed off about that. And I also have to say this about El Generico, or not El Generico, but Steen and Jimmy Jacobs. This came off very homosexual here. The way Jimmy Jacobs rips his own shirt, and then he's like Steen's pet. He's like rubbing his head, and he's just pulling him by his torn shirt, and he's going wherever he wants. It's weird. It's kind of freaky, I thought. Maybe it was just me, but this came across as a little strange to me. Like the two of these guys. So that was that match. Then we get the main event, which was Roderick Strong versus Eddie Edwards versus Davey Richards for the Ring of Honor World title in a 3-way elimination match. All 3 guys shake hands, although Roderick's kind of a smartass about it. Great match here. At one point, Davey Richards gets Roderick in the trailer hitch, and then he gets Eddie in the ankle lock at the same time, but both guys get the ropes. Michael Elgin comes out, and Truth gets on the top rope, so Eddie knocks him off. He falls into Elgin. He turns around, Roderick gets him in a small package, eliminates Eddie Edwards. Richards beats Roderick with a kick to the back of the head. And then after the match, Elgin gets in and attacks Davey, hits a spinning powerbomb on him. Truth grabs a mic and says Elgin's going to beat Davey tomorrow. And meanwhile, Roderick's watching this like, what? And he looks really confused. Because on TV he said, I have another shot because even if I lose this match, Elgin's going to give me his match tomorrow. And before he could answer, Jay Lethal came out. So Elgin was probably going to say no, and then they're going to split the House of Truth. And I think they're definitely building to that because Roderick was very confused that Elgin's taking the match himself. But yeah, that was it. That was the end of the show. Like I said, this was a good pay-per-view. It's just the streaming thing really hurt it. It really hurt it. There are people saying, oh my god, I'm never giving them my money again, and this is just bad. Even Kevin Steen said on Twitter, get your shit together today. Because the stream today for Day 2 was so bad. So I don't know when the hell Day 2 is going to be posted. I'll have my review up as soon as I can watch Day 2. But at this point, it's up in the air because the stream was horrible. Watching it live, I probably couldn't have even done the review today even if I got to see it live anyways because it was such bad quality. So now I just gotta wait for the replay and hope I get the whole show this time. So anyway, that's my review of Day 1 for Ring of Honor. Hope you guys liked the review. I'll be back for Day 2 as soon as I can. I'll be doing a review of the Ring of Honor TV show tonight, and then of course WrestleMania. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and thanks to everybody who has subscribed, and if you watch the show, leave some comments about what you thought on it. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.